Morning, everybody. It's Coach Rail here. I'm sitting out here on the seawall. Was at a phenomenal training last night with Diane McDaniel, and I was blessed. I got to sit next to his middle son, Gavin. I believe he's 18, 19, 20 maybe, somewhere in there. But you know, as I was sitting here walking, I was just thinking about the power of wisdom and the effect that we can have as a parent on our kids, because we have this amazing thing that Diane McDaniel and Diane McDaniel put on for their team called Family Freedom, and we go to these amazing places around the world and, you know, live out the Charlie Vegas dream that we will walk the beaches of the world. But really what this family freedom, and it's like, you know, you get there and you're surrounded with other champions, and you get trainings and, you know, stuff to help you be a better husband and a wife and leader and all this great stuff. And, you know, recently my oldest son Marcus is going into high school, and he loves football. And it just so happens they have a mandatory football the same week that we got the family freedom thing. Well, unbeknownst to Marcus, I'd gone and talked to the coach, and he said, well, hey, listen, if you've already got, you know, because I was told it's mandatory, and if they don't go, they don't get to play. So I was like, hey, so I went to talk to the coach, and he said, hey, listen, if you've already got a vacation planned and all that, don't worry about it. You know, he'll just have to catch up and all that. And then I was about to share that with Marcus, and Marcus had said, you know what, Dad, I think, you know, I need to make the sacrifice and be there for that mandatory training so I can bond with the team. And, you know, and at the moment I thought I was very, very proud of my son. I said, son, I'm proud of you. That's a big decision as a man, you know. At the time I said, you know what, because you've made that decision, you know, I want to be there for you. And I thought as a father I was making the right decision to support my son and all that. But it's been on my heart, you know, because as a man I always want to make the right decision. So anyways, the whole purpose of the story, long story, is last night I was thinking for a while now, I wanted to ask Danny his opinion, man to man. And for some reason it was put on my heart. It was really loud through the whole training. Ask Gavin, ask Gavin, ask Gavin. So at the end of the training, here I am, 52 years old. And I turned to this 18, 19, 20 something young man who, by the way, I've been very impressed, because as we're sitting here, it's pretty cool to see a young kid with his journal, listening to his father, who he has access to 24/7, and taking such diligent notes. Both him and me were deep into our journals taking notes, and looking around and seeing so many of these people who come to learn from this guy where they don't get a chance to be with him, and they're not even taking notes. Most of them don't even have journals. It's mind-boggling to me. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. But so I turned to Gavin and I said, hey, can I ask you a question? And he looks at me and goes, sure. I said, and I told him the whole story about what I just shared with you. And he looks at me and he says, where do you think that he's going to get the most life lessons from? Do you think he's going to get the most life lessons from a week at, you know, this football thing, or he's going to get more life lessons from being surrounded by all these other champions and leaders and being able to have these great trainings that can affect his life forever? A 19-year-old, 18-year-old kid had that kind of wisdom. And I was like, wow, okay. And I said, well, I guess as the father, I'm got the final decision. And he said, that's right, you do. And you're the one who's responsible for your family. So what do you think's best for your family? Anyway, so I just kind of wanted to share that, because I thought that was very, very powerful. And it's certainly a tribute to the mentorship that Diane and Danny have created for their kids. And the one thing I think, because I know the one thing that Danny isn't shy about saying, he wasn't always that man. In fact, as he in his own words, he was a heathen. you know, and all kind of crazy things and profanity and all that. lot of things that we all struggle with. So if you're watching this thinking, man, as I know I feel sometimes, man, you know, because I really admire Danny, you know, I mean, I hold him in the highest respect, as well as several other people in my life. And, you know, I ain't there yet. And sometimes I feel defeated. Sometimes I feel like I can't get there, or I feel like I failed. And then when you hear Danny say that and be humble like that, it gives me hope to realize that today's a new day. And I can make the choice to change things, to just change it. So there's a lot in this message, and I've rambled a little bit, but I just wanted to share that with you, and I hope that helps. Have a great day. God bless. Look at that sun.